Hey, I'm Adam Jusko from ProudMoney.com. Do some credit cards build your credit score faster than others? That's what we're going to tackle in this video. But before we do, I'm going to ask you to please subscribe to this YouTube channel if you have not already. And if you have already, I thank you for doing so. So we actually have tackled this question in the past, but it's been a couple years and it continues to come up. So I thought I would just do it again. So the question is, are some credit cards better than others for building your credit score? Is a Chase Visa or a Bank of America MasterCard better than a Target Red card or a Home Depot store card or a secured credit card that you have to put a deposit down? Does it matter what kind of card you have in order to increase your credit score? Are some of them better than others? And the answer is a little more complicated than you might think. So if we're just looking at types of credit cards, the answer is no. A bank credit card versus a store credit card or an unsecured credit card versus a secured credit card doesn't necessarily matter. So it's not the type of credit card that really is going to affect your score or make your score go up quicker than another type of card. However, the truth is that major banks, when they give you a credit card, are more likely to give you bigger credit lines than a store credit card would, and an unsecured card is more likely to have a higher credit line than a secured card would that you would have to put a deposit down on. And so that matters. So it's not necessarily that one card is inherently better than the other, but it does tend to be true that the bank cards are going to have bigger credit lines than the store cards, unsecured bigger than secured, and so that is going to matter in your credit score. And so most of the time it actually is true that those bank cards are going to build your credit faster, or an unsecured card is going to build your credit faster than a secured card. But it's not inherently the type of card, it is that credit line that you tend to get from each one. And the reason why that credit line matters is credit utilization. So credit utilization is one of the pieces of how your credit score is calculated. And credit utilization means the amount of debt you have on those credit cards, the balances you have on those credit cards, compared to the total available credit you have. So if you have a bunch of credit cards that have very small credit lines, well then when you have balances on those, you're going to be using a lot more of the available credit you have than if you had credit cards that had very high credit lines. So when you add a new credit card, if it has a higher credit line, that is going to be better for your credit score than if it has a lower credit line. So real quick, credit utilization, let's say you got a new credit card and it gave you a $2,000 credit line. Well, if you had a $1,000 balance on that credit card, well then that's a 50% credit utilization. You're using half of the available credit to you. However, if you had that same card, you had a $1,000 balance, but you had a $10,000 credit line, well then you're only using 10%. Same balance on each card, but because the credit line is bigger on the one with the $10,000, that credit utilization is smaller. Someone has given you a credit line that is larger, but you're not using very much of it, and that looks better within the credit scoring game, within the credit scoring calculations, than if someone gives you a smaller credit line and you use half of it. And so if we brought that back to what I just said before, say you had the Chase Freedom Visa and you got that $10,000 credit line, say you got a Home Depot credit card and it was that $2,000 credit line. Well, if you had a $1,000 balance on either one, that Chase card is going to look better than the Home Depot card, even though the balance is the same. So there's nothing inherently better about that Chase Freedom Visa versus the Home Depot store card, but because that bank card usually will give you a higher credit line than that store card, the bank cards are usually going to help your credit score faster because your overall credit utilization is going to be less when you have more available credit. But it doesn't always go that way, that the big bank is going to give you a higher credit line than the store credit card. So it is possible that you could, apply for a Chase card and a Home Depot card on the same day. Chase gives you only a $500 credit line, while Home Depot gives you a $2,000 credit line. Well, now that Home Depot card would be the one that you would say would build your credit faster because they have given you more credit versus that Chase card. And so that would be the one that would build your credit faster. So it's not the type of card, it's really that credit line that they're giving you. Now, obviously, one of the advantages to having a bank card, a Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discover versus a store card is the fact that you can use that bank card much more widely. It's accepted at many places where the retail cards generally are accepted only at that retail chain, or maybe if there are some sister stores all owned by the same company, you might have a handful of retail chains, but it's not across the board. So that is one of the advantages to bank cards, but that has nothing to do with your actual credit score. So if you're someone that has been trying to build your credit and maybe you have a very small credit line on a bank card, but you have multiple store cards that have higher credit lines, and you think, I'm never going to be able to build my credit unless I can get a better bank card. Well, that's not necessarily true. Those store cards are helping you build your credit as well, assuming of course that you are keeping your balances fairly low in relation to that available credit. Now remember that credit utilization is only one piece to the overall credit picture. Having higher credit lines does help you build your credit score faster, but your on-time payments, the length of your credit history, how often you're going after new credit, all of those things factor in as well. But bottom line, don't get hung up on the type of credit card you are getting if you are thinking about trying to get your credit score increased faster. Just keep doing the right things, and if you are fortunate enough to get those higher credit lines, those are going to help you, but don't focus so much in on them that you're forgetting about the other pieces. That's it. Questions, comments, want to tell me I'm wrong, put it in the comments section below. Otherwise, I thank you for watching. And as always, please go to proudmoney.com where we do credit card reviews, we talk personal finance, we talk deals, and all sorts of other fun stuff too. Thanks for watching. Bye.